Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is MD Raisul Islam, metric nung 1725501, and my partner Huda Md Najmul, metric nung 1627521. As a group, we are doing research-based final year project. Our project ID is 730R, and the project title is Stress Detection in Learning STM Subject among Primary School Students by using EEG Signal. This project is supervised by Dr. Norzaliza Md Nor. First, I'll talk about overview of our project. Actually, we are doing this research to analyze the stress detection in learning STEM subject among primary school students by using EEG signal. We collect the brain signal from subject by using 19-channel EEG machine, and it's called the Jabo machine. The expected outcome from this research is to find out the enough evidence between the subject question and the stress level during the test. The objective of this research is to design experimental procedure and to understand the relation between four basic emotion, the happy, calm, fear, sad, throughout the test. For this research, we focused on 5 different processes. These are data collection, pre-processing, feature extraction, classification, and lastly analysis. The data will be analyzed using male frequency capacitor coefficient MFCC as a feature extraction and multilayer perceptron MLP as a classifier. Next, the problem statement. Actually, what's the problem we are going to solve? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, called as STM, are the most important subject for a student to do well in school. Unfortunately, most of the students are struggling to cope with this subject. STM education doesn't only help to study. Even who plan to go in the STM career, STM can build mental habit that will help them succeed in any field by focusing on logical thought process and the problem solving. The problem in this research study is to find out either STM might causes stress or not. For this research, we focused on 2 major objectives. And the first one is to identify the stress level among primary school students towards STM. And the second objective is to analyze the correlation between emotion and the stress among primary school students by using neural network. And then what the significance of this research? This research can help the student to identify their motivation and interested in the interest toward STM subject, and help the teacher to understand more the student ability in learning STM. In addition, the execution of computing technique used can measure stress among primary school students in learning STM. Here is our related work. And we put the two related work after we done the literature review. Even after we review few research articles related to our work, we got some witness researchers who have used some hybrid techniques to compare the accuracy for stress, identifying namely the compare among supervector machine FCC and KDE and KN classifier, neural network, and K-means clustering algorithm, MFCC, MLP, and so on. They got the best accuracy for stress identifying with the male frequency capacitor coefficient MFCC as feature extraction and multilayer perceptron MLP as a classifier. Here we put 2 related work. They use the same method and got best accuracy with that. So for our project, we are going to use same method MFCC and MLP. Here is our research protocol. Here is the models for experimental design and the electrode placement. And the electrode placement done manually with the help of KICT postgraduate student of IUM, and then record the brain signal for eyes open, eyes closed, both for 1 minute. And after that, we proceed with the viewing the international affective feature system emotion sequence picture for the happy, sad, calm, fear for the each 1 minute and record the brain signal. After that, a student read mathematics and science question by themselves that consist of like 12 question, and the based on like the 3 step, easy 30 second, moderate 1 minute, hard 1 minute. Then they require to answer the question if they can and record their brain signal for all 12 questions. Finally, before end of the experiment, we conduct and record the brain signal of the subject during eyes open and eyes closed again for the 1 minute. Here is our methodology. This is the process of data analysis. At first, collects data from the subject, then the pre-processing using artifact removal, then the feature extraction by using MFCC, then classification using the MLP, and finally the result for the stress detection. The technique used in this experiment is split into two important parts. The first step is to extract the important characteristics of brain waves from all 90 channels of EEG machine. MFCC to extract the feature before the second part of the process, which involves classification. Secondly, MLP classifier to classify the brain signal, whether the result of STM subject for student are affected by stress or not. After collected the data from the subject, data will undergo a process called feature extraction. Feature extraction is used to simplify the dataset to shorten the process of classification. And important features are extracted by using MFCC for giving a high reliability and accuracy for training dataset. And training is required by matching up the value of arousal and the arousal and the balance with respective type of emotion of by Raisul model of effect. The result of the test classified by observing plotted balance arousal balance arousal graph. When the balance and arousal both are the positive, at the time the emotion will be the happy. When the balance and arousal the balance is positive, that the arousal is the negative, that time the emotion is the calm. When the balance is positive but the arousal is like arousal also positive, when the balance is positive and the when the balance is negative but the arousal is positive, at them the emotion is fear. When the balance and the arousal both are negative, at the time the emotion will be the sad. The after that, for the preliminary result analysis, my FAB partner, the Huda Md Najmul, will discuss.
Assalamu alaikum, I am Muhammad Nazmul Huda. In this section, I am going to discuss about preliminary result. From our analysis, we collect signal from 12 question and eyes open before and after, eyes closed before and after. For question 1 of Raisul's model subject, the brain signal is mostly valence, negative, and arousal positive, and arousal negative ups and down. That means student's emotion was fear and sad. For question 2 and 6 has similar emotion. The student had negative valence and positive arousal that indicates sad emotion. For question 3, 4, 10 and 11 has fear emotion due to the student has negative valence and positive arousal brain signal. For question 5, there was negative valence and positive arousal brain signal. At the same time, it has positive valence and positive arousal signal. According to this signal, she has both fear and happy emotion. For question 7, the signal of subject shows calm, happy, and fear emotion. Mostly the signal shows positive valence and positive arousal. For question 8, for this subject has showed sad and calm emotion. Subject brain for signal for question 9 and 12 has similar emotion. From Raisul's model, we can conclude She has fear and calm emotion. Brain signal for subject for question, eyes before and after. Eyes closed is resting state of a subject to see how the brain activity. While they are not doing any task, there are significant changes can be from before asking question. Eyes closed showed mostly calm emotion, but at the end, finishing asking question, his emotion was fear. However, eyes opened before and after, there a similar pattern can be seen. It shows both subject has fear emotion. For conclusion, the result shows above the subject is in stress condition due to negative precursor emotion fear and followed by negative emotion fear while having STEM test, whereas subject 1 tend to have negative emotion fear as well as end of the resting stage. This could lead to stress condition. Future work. We will continue to analyze 6 more subjects to compare the result between subject stress versus non-stress, compare between low, medium, and high score subject. Finally, we would like to provide an early detection for the subject to know if they have stress using EEG machine. Thank you.